ToyTractorTimes.com is at the 2015 St. Louis Farm Toy Show with Kelly Munchler, who has won the 116th Division Farm Layout. Congratulations, certainly well deserved with all the detail we're about to get the tour of. Do you mind taking us around the display and show us some of the parts?
Sure. Everything here is scratch built by me with the exception of the tractors, obviously the truck. And this is kind of based off of the equipment that I grew up with on the farm from like through high school and basically the late 80s, early 90s stuff that I grew up with. And we still have a 9610 John Deere at the farm that we farm with, my parents farm with in Iowa.
Do you mind if we took a look at the remote control aspect of this combine down on the floor with Robert Dennison's Peterbilt? There were a couple things that I missed. One was that the interior of the cab looks like it lights up.
Opens, yeah. And we turn the lights on and the gauges are backlit, the yield monitor. Now the entire model is scratch built with the exception of the tires, obviously. But the cab roof is wood and the seats are made out of wood. But the rest of it is all metal, brass and tin.
Now you said there was an owner's manual as well inside the cab?
The owner's manual is the cubby behind the buddy seat, where it is in our real life one.
That is one impressive combine. Then, do you mind showing us again the just some of the working aspects of the
ladder folds out of the way. The belt chains drive.
You need to make a SPS and put a rotor running there. That shaker pan is neat.
And it's going to lose the battery power. You've been playing with it too much.
And you got the inside running, and then got the PTO shafts on the header, and auger running. Oh, it's just a great board. Well, it looks like we've got a nice Parker wagon out here on the cornfield with a John Deere 4455 and is that a fuel extension tank on the front?
Yeah, I made that fuel extension tank for that. And the wagon is scratch built out of brass. We still have a couple of those on the farm as well that we use. That's probably the oldest piece on here that I made many years ago. So it's got some scuff and ding marks from transporting, but that's the way I like it because it looks just like
it does.
It's got a few rusty dings in it.
And I really like this pickup truck scene here. We're kind of having a meal here out during the harvest.
Yeah, we've had lunch in the field many times. Every year we have lunch out in the field.
Now, what did you use for the ice?
That is, I buy the little miniatures from like dollhouse accessory stores. You can get almost anything in miniature anymore.
Now, what did you use for your corn stubble?
The decorative bundles of wheat you can buy in the craft stores, and then I cut the stalks 6-7 inches to make the corn stalks, and then I glue raffia, that stuff they make wreaths out of, in the hobby stores to make each individual leaf.
Yeah, it looks just like the real thing.
And then I cut the stubble and put it in the field.
And there's a deer kind of poking through the corn. Now we've got a nice grain bin system here as well. What brand of grain bin did you build here?
The main grain bin is the Suka, and then the wet corn storage bin is the Stormore. Same with the dryer system as a Stormore. The grain bin is a sheet metal cylinder that I made, and then wrapped. I used the scale model corrugated plastic Plastruct sheets, and to make them bend, I heated them with a heat gun to make them flexible to go around the cylinder, and they're screwed to the metal. But the roof is all metal, made out of brass, as well as the vents and the ladder system.
It's a really nice looking setup. And then what brand of auger?
Those are Westfields.
Westfield.
And the small one. And the one going to the main bin is a Mayrat. Swing away.
And then I guess we'll come around the barn here. Kind of poke through the window maybe and see some of the hay that's still up there in the loft. And
this barn is based off of when I was growing up. My dad rented a farm, had a barn just like this on it. And but this time that farm place is gone now. All the buildings, except they saved the barn. and it's now part of a heritage museum.
An older John Deere plow parked inside, and pitchfork and grain sacks. Even the lantern hanging up. The barn almost looks like a museum. We got a crow up there on the roof.
It's real copper used to.
Love your stuff. Thank you so much. We've got a John Deere 4640 on auger duty.
Yeah, the 4000 series John Deere. I grew up with those tractors. We still have a 4450 at home, a 4960. We used to have a 4440. We got a 4840.
What do you use for your corn loads in there?
That is what they call sand wax.
Okay.
That's what they use to make candles out of.
Oh, wow.
And it comes in granular form. It's great as long as you keep it cool and don't get close to the heat source so it doesn't melt.
You got an old.
That's kind of the old farm shop before they built a new shed here.
I like the
now it's
shop
kind of a-
vac and all the tools
Now it's kind of
inside.
a hobby shop, woodworking and
I've got a Case 450 skid steer moving another Westfield auger. Now this is the grain head.
yeah, this is the grain head for the 9610.
Is that a 25 footer?
Yep, it's a 925 and it fully functions. PTO drive turns the auger and there's this miniature electric motor chain drive that runs the reel. And
Nice.
that's all connected to the feeder house and the combine that powers it up.
That is a beautiful piece. And then we got some more equipment inside. Some, looks like planter parts and
Junk pile,
junk pile.
scrap pile or excess parts. And that's pretty neat.
So we come around here. We got this must be the 4960.
Yep, and this is all wood frame. The trusses are complete up on top, and then it's sheet in the same plaster sheets, painted to look like steel.
It looks like there's an Oliver 1950 tucked inside.
My grandpa farmed with Olivers, so we've got a 1650, a 1655, narrow and wide front.
And that's a really nice looking house. I like all the flag and
The house is
got geraniums. What kind of car is in
That's
the
a
garage?
Monte Carlo, about
Nice.
86.
End of an era. Windmill, got another crow up here. I really like the detail. I mean, down to a dog with dog food and the hose, and we got a rototiller back out here. Are these all things that come from a doll shop then, or?
Yes. If I see miniatures I like, I just pick them up.
The house, it's got all the furniture inside. How long did it take to build this entire display?
Well, if I go back to the original individual pieces, it's probably been like a 7-8 year project. But
Wow.
all the buildings I made just in the last year and a half.
Well, thank you for bringing it out to the show. It's just
Thank you.
amazing to look at this, you know, down to tire swing and garden tools. That's just a lot of work to even have the bathroom and. I'd say a lot of people wouldn't mind moving into this farm with all this good equipment in the house. Well, thank you very much, Kelly.
Thanks, Jason.
Enjoyed seeing it.